Welcome into the UTRGV Coaches Show bye-week edition at South Padre Island, just outside the Courtyard Marriott on SPI with the head coach of the Vaqueros football team, Travis Bush. Coach Bush, good to be out on the beach during the bye week, right?
Heck yeah, you can't beat this today.
Any better place to spend a bye week than out at South Padre Island?
No, not at all.
So how's the bye week been treating you and the team so far?
It's been good. It was a good week. You know, we talked early in the week. It comes at a good time for us. And there's so many different ways to structure your the bye week, and really I think it boils down to looking at your team each year, what you need, and what you need to get better at. And the main thing, we need to get healthy. Got a lot of guys banged up, which a lot of teams do across the country right now. But get healthy, still get better at fundamentals. We're still growing as a team. We grew this week. We got better this week. So got the staff out on the road recruiting. It's a good time to get out there and start looking at this next class. But yeah, good week, and guys will have the weekend off, and they'll come back in Monday morning hungry, ready to attack the second half.
You mentioned the recruiting trips. Saw a lot of those on social media. Coaches all over the place, Texas, Louisiana, really several different parts of the country, but also locally. A lot of local high schools went out to games, went out to practices, spoke to some local coaches. How productive do you feel like those trips were?
Good. Your first chance to really get out and see a lot of guys play in person, get to some games. Recruiting never stops. It's year round. So watching a lot of film and things during the free time or during breaks that we have in the season. But yeah, good to get guys out, get them on the road, and again, got some offers out again for this next class.
For you personally, what was the week like besides just the practices?
It was busy. A chance as a head coach to catch up. A lot of planning for recruiting, planning for things coming up towards the end of the year. A lot of road trips. It's a lot of head coach stuff to knock out. Start previewing the next opponent a little bit. But really just focusing on details in-house and, again, trying to just catch up on a lot of stuff.
And you mentioned the in-house stuff a couple of times. I mean, how much self-evaluation goes on during the course of the bye weeks? Gives you a break, chance to breathe, and kind of look at the roster, look at how the players have performed through first 6 games, first 2 conference games, and kind of evaluate maybe some guys that have earned some more playing time to this point.
Yeah, exactly. And look at the road we have coming up. Look at our opponents coming up, and kind of planning on some things there. Could be personnel-wise, but evaluating ourselves, evaluating our first 6 games, what other teams are looking at, and just always trying to self-scout and trying to look ahead and put yourself in our opponent's shoes of what they're expecting.
When you look at where the team's at this point of the season, and you kind of evaluate that, talk to the team about it, what's your message to them about going forward the rest of the season?
We talked this week, the big piece, leadership this week, and then we're growing and a lot of things that we're getting better as a program. And we've been playing football as a program for 6 weeks, and so definitely understand the task ahead and the road we got coming up with the rest of this conference. But, really just doing what we've always done and take 1 week at a time. We took this week at a time. We didn't talk about our next opponent. We just focused on getting better this week and what we needed to do just from a program standpoint and looking at where we are personnel-wise this season. And again, we're just going to open up next week and turn on the opponent and try to be 1-0 at the end of the week.
All right, Coach. Well, we're going to talk more about the bye week coming up, but we're not just going to focus on only the bye week. We're going to have some fun here out at South Padre Island. Not completely stick to football the whole show. It's a bye week after all, so we got to have a little bit of fun. So all that's coming up when we return here on the UTRGV Coaches Show. Welcome back into the UTRGV Coaches Show on South Padre Island here with the head coach of the Vaqueros football team, Travis Bush. I got the what do you call it? I still know the Wanabago?
Wadabeta.
Wadabeta?
Yeah.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I like it. It works for me. This works with my vibe a little bit. Appreciate you giving it to me the other day and letting us kind of wear it out here, give a little bit more of the UTRGV Island vibe.
There you go.
So talk to me a little bit. I mean, week 7 bye week for you guys. How do you feel about that bye week falling just right in the middle of the season? Do you prefer it this time, maybe a little bit later in the season? You feel like this is the ideal time to have it?
I do. I think it's good. I mean, every year is different, but really to come at a halfway point, it's halftime for us. Again, it goes back to we've gone 6 straight games and 4 weeks of training camp, and so guys are banged up. You need a mental break too. Staff's been grinding. Like I said, good to get them on the road, but good to get a little sleep here and there and catch up on some things and just kind of give guys more time off than we practice. There's different ways to do it, and done it before where you grind it through the whole week. But I think it comes at a time where we need a physical break, we need a mental break, a chance to kind of get a mental reset and knowing the task that we have coming up here in the second half and try to come back healthy and hungry.
Absolutely. And, as far as talking about some things outside of football, I know the island, special place for you, special place for your family. If I'm not mistaken, somewhere behind here on the sand, one of these spots on the sand, this is where you proposed to your wife, isn't it?
Yeah, I met my wife here over 20 years ago and, ended up coming back. We proposed to her here and got married down here. She's from McAllen, so always a special place. We enjoy coming out here and excited to be able to spend it out here today.
So what's that story, if you'll share it with us, the proposal story? How did it all go down? What was the plan when you came out here to do it?
The proposal goes back to the day we met. The day we met, I met her and tried to go, say a few words and got a phone number. Felt like I did good. Got a phone number. She gave me the wrong number, So she wanted nothing to do with it. But ended up, relentless effort and knew that she had mentioned being out later that night, so I went and made sure I found her that night and gave it another shot and got the right number. And started talking to her, and then started from there.
And then as far as the proposal, in terms of, were you nervous going into it? Did you feel confident?
Yeah, it's probably the most nervous I've ever been. Yeah. But now I actually went back to the exact spot where we had met the first time and proposed to her. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
There you go, pretty special. So again, one of these spots back here behind us. Well, it worked out. I like how you still said relentless effort too.
Yeah.
Very coach term there. Relentless effort, no quit, and hey, it worked out in the end.
Yeah, we talked. We went through that piece in training camp where every player and coach got up and told their story and different things in their lives, and I told that story to the team, and talk about just not giving up, being relentless, setting your goals and fighting to accomplish them. So that was a good example.
All right, well, we'll have some more fun here with Coach Bush. Again, not going to totally focus on football. We will get a little bit later into that matchup with Lamar that's coming up in just about a week, next Saturday on the road in Beaumont. So that's going to be a big one for the Vaqueros. But we'll have a little bit more fun here before then out here on South Padre Island. We'll return here on the UTRGV Coaches Show right after this. Welcome back into the UTRGV Coaches Show with the head coach of the Vaqueros football team, Travis Bush, out here on South Padre Island. Obviously, pre-recorded here this weekend. It's, people watching this 10:30 at night. It's not still bright as day out here at South Padre Island at 10:30, but having a little bit of fun here as you guys have a little bit of a break here mid-season, the bye week before returning to action against Lamar in just a couple weeks. Again, we'll get to that Lamar matchup coming up in just a bit, as that one's coming up in just about a week, Saturday on the road against them in Beaumont. But before then, got some fun questions to throw at you out here as we're out at South Padre Island. So some story time questions. Again, we just heard the story about your proposal to your wife. We're going to get into a few more of those. So first one, I'm going to start you off with favorite beach activity. When you're out at the beach, what's your go-to?
Just chilling. It's a great place. I love the waves. I love the sun and the wind. But it really it used to come out here with my family every summer. My dad was a coach too, and it was always like our last kind of getaway and recharge. But really, just the peacefulness, just chilling and enjoying the environment.
Yeah, I think I don't mind that one. I do like to go in the ocean to catch the waves. When I was back home in New England, there is a beach there. Not a lot of people would expect New Hampshire. I grew up on the beach, but that is how it went down. And we could only use it 2 months out of the year, and even still, it's 65 degrees in the water. Not a lot of people like going inside the water, but bigger waves out here than South Padre Island. I would say bigger waves back in New Hampshire than there are out here. But I still try to go do a little body surfing. My dad was big into body surfing. He'd just go into the ocean, dive right in, take his time. So I took that from him, and so that's kind of how I spend the time. But
is that the next fun activity? Go see.
Yeah, we'll jump right in right after the coaches show's over. We'll see if I can make it through the water. But yeah, I can't knock you for just coming out here. It's great, man. The sound of the waves. Just set up an umbrella. Maybe you don't get too much of the sun on you.
Yeah, and to be out here on October 10th. Look at other places across the nation, but this place is packed out here. It's a beautiful day, and it doesn't feel like fall. That's for sure. That's
true. That's one of the great things about South Padre Island is, like I said, New Hampshire, you're not going on the beach in October. I can promise you that. So it's been a fun time. All right, I got another one for you. You just brought him up. Your favorite or your best Bruce Bush story?
Oh, wow. I don't know. How long is this show?
Could be any. Coaching. If you want to talk about, some as a kid when you saw him on the sideline as a coach. Anything at home.
I will tell you a story because I, kind of will sum up his his mentality. Well, we were probably, I remember like it was yesterday, I might have been 6, 7 years old though. We were living in a house in Alice, and I was helping him move some boxes, or I remember something, and we look up and the smoke alarm's going off, and you could see some smoke coming, and we kind of looked at it, and we both walked into the kitchen, and we looked to the right, and the living room's on fire. Like, I mean, the curtains, everything, the whole room's on fire, and it's like 10 feet away, and I'm a kid, so I just freeze. I don't know, I've never seen fire like that, but I remember like yesterday, he sprints. He takes off sprinting directly into the living room. And I sat there. I mean, it probably happened in 30 seconds and seemed like 30 minutes, but watched him sprint in there, rips down, curtains on fire, rips them down with his bare hands, wads them up, throws them in the backyard. The couch is on fire. He picks the couch up. The couch doesn't fit through the door. Somehow he gets it through the door, but totally immediately puts a fire out in about a minute. You know, but just to watch, like, he didn't flinch, he didn't panic. He immediately ran directly into the fire to protect his family. I'll never forget that moment, and can see it like yesterday. About 7 years old, and I still remember though. About 20 minutes later, the fire department shows up, and the guy runs in with a big old water hose and just looks around, and fires put out. But to look, to remember the burns he had, but the mentality of he didn't flinch. He ran straight in there and took care of that for his family.
That's amazing, obviously. I mean, you talk about just taking action, because in that situation, the house could be about to burn down if you don't do quick. And the fact that he was able to do that says a lot about him as a person, beyond just everything everybody knows about him as a coach.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yep.
All right, I'm going to go another kind of some more sentimental ones here. Favorite moment or most sentimental moment to you on a football field?
We had a lot of special moments, again, having the ability to play for him in high school, and to have the success we did, and to go undefeated, win the district title. That was a special moment. Had the opportunity to come back and coach with him my first year at San Marcos, and again, same thing, went undefeated, won the district, and those moments of just working together, being together every day. And I remember in 2005 at Texas State, when I was coaching there, and we went to won the conference and went to the NCAA FCS playoffs, and I ended up going to the semifinals that year. But my youngest son Ty was born the first week of the playoff game, the week of our first playoff game, and just remember, I think the next week, he was able to come to his first game, and so that experience. And now he's 19 years old on our team, so you look back, but a chance to be back around and have both my boys on the squad, father worked there every day, and just being around. It goes back to family and really experiencing special moments with people you love. And a lot of those times too, with the groups, those teams, you remember those guys. We still stay in touch with the guys, even coached back at San Marcos High School, the guys I played with in high school, guys that we coached with there at Texas State and played for us. And and of course Jeff Bowen was on that team. He's our O-line coach right now. So a lot of special times, special moments, but usually involves those that you're around.
All right, well, we're going to be back here on the UTRGV Coaches Show in just a moment. More stories with the head coach of the Vaqueros, Travis Bush, when we return here at South Padre Island for the Coaches Show. Welcome back into the UTRGV Coaches Show with the head coach of the Vaqueros football team, Travis Bush. Some fun stories so far we've heard. We're going to continue with those types of questions for you. Let's start with your favorite football game that you didn't play or coach in. So it can't be one of those, but favorite one as a spectator.
Put me on the spot today.
Yeah.
Favorite game, a game I'll always remember watching, 1994, Texas High School. I'm a Texas High School football junkie, but anybody remembers the John Tyler Plano East game, playoff game in 1994, when Plano East made that comeback and then decided to kick it deep, and John Tyler runs it back at the end of the game, ends up winning the game. But a heck of a game, and still, the commentators were so funny on that one.
All right, just seconds run. Got a crease. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my God! Oh my gosh! No! Come on! No! Oh gosh! I don't believe it.
But I'll never forget that game.
All right, I'm gonna another quick one here. Again, this one kind of putting you on the spot with this one. Your favorite, Halloween's coming up, favorite Halloween costume that either you've worn or that one of your sons has worn?
Tell you what, we used to, so one thing we did coaching in high school, we always try to make it fun. So on, if we ever practiced on Halloween, coaches would dress up for practice.
Okay, there you go.
So the last year at Canyon, I wore Mike Ditka outfit. So
Okay.
I dressed up like that, had the sweater vest, the shoes, the mustache, the glasses, and walked in the meeting, addressed the team there as Mike Ditka. But I remember all the coaches would dress up. But that was the last time I think I dressed up on Halloween. So,
Can we get the
about
Mike
3 years ago.
Ditka impression? Do you have a good Mike Ditka impression?
Well, it involves using some words that probably can't say
All
on
right,
camera
yeah,
here.
probably fair enough. We won't do that one. All right, well, we do need to get back into some football. It's been some great stories with Coach
Yeah.
Bush, but we are going to talk a little bit about the matchup with Lamar. Big matchup this Saturday against Lamar on the road in Beaumont. We'll detail that with Coach Bush when we return on the UTRGV Coaches Show. Welcome back into the UTRGV Coaches Show, the bye-week edition from out here at South Padre Island, as promised, with the head coach of the Vaqueros, Travis Bush. Coach, you got Lamar this week going on the road into Beaumont against this Cardinals team. What are your expectations?
Be another good evaluation for this program, and again, they're going to be should be top 20. I think they're in the top 20 in the country. I know they're sitting at about 25 right now, depending how the game goes tonight. But really, we talked to our team. We're 5-1. Legitimately, we could be 5-7. That's how good the conference is. But that's really anybody in the conference. I think everybody in the conference is telling their team the same thing, because that's the beauty of this conference. Anybody can beat anybody. Definitely going on the road makes it tough. So again, we've been there already. We've gone on the road. We've played a good football team. I think Lamar might be the best in the conference right now. I think there's some really good teams left also, but I think Southeastern is really good. But it'll be a good test, good challenge. It'll be our first ranked opponent, assuming they stay ranked. It'll be the first time we take on a ranked opponent in our young program's history. So again, evaluated. We're gonna look at them. We're gonna practice, plan, and prepare to be 1-0 at the end of the week. But again, we understand that it's going to be a good football team, and it'll be a good challenge for us.
It seems like they have a pretty balanced offense, in terms of run pass, maybe a little more pass heavy than run, but a good team can put up a lot of points. They had that tough first game against North Texas, obviously a great opponent there, but since then, they've been just mowing down their opponents.
Without a doubt, they play good defense, and that's where, again, you're going to win. You're going to win this conference. You're going to win football games at this level. You got to play good defense. We're playing good defense, but that's where probably their strong point is. Similar to Southeastern, they're playing really good defense now, and they've made the plays necessary. You go back to a couple of their games. The other team, really 3 games, their opponents had the football at the end. They were 1-score games, and the other team had the ball to go win the game, and their defense came up huge in those games. So they have real good confidence. It'll be another good big athletic defensive line like Southeastern, some big long corners that can pose some problem for us out there on our receivers. But again, tough team, very versatile, and there's a reason they're in the top 20, 25 in the country.
All right, well, Coach Bush, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your time out here
too.
on the island. We appreciate you making the time for us here and setting up, doing the setup with us out at the beach for the Coaches Show. It's a fun time. Hopefully we'll make it a bye-week tradition. We'll see how it goes.
Let's do it.
All right, thanks so much, Coach Bush. Good luck against Lamar as well. Thank you all for joining us once again here on the UTRGV Coaches Show. We'll see you next week.